We'll do
live.
it live, God damn it.
Hey, fuck yeah. Irv doesn't even understand when Bill O'Reilly does that he's making himself look like shit, you know. But,
Yeah.
Irv, I'll do it live, just like Bill
Oh,
O'Reilly. Oh, shit. You need to mute your TV side. Hey, everybody, welcome. This is Scrappy Lobster. I've been wanting to do this for a couple of days, but I'm glad I waited till now because so much more shit has come across the fucking Lowe's wire. But yeah, I've been fighting the flu for a couple of days and not getting, as much, you know, I don't know, whatever the fuck it is I do or we watch. But I came back today. I got up this morning feeling a bit better. Got me some coffee. I've got my wife left me an ice cold Diet Coke. I hate Diet Coke. Hey, Solar Marshall, what's up? Um, but yeah, feeling a little bit better. Had some Powerade, but the wife took it with her. Yeah, I'm showing shit like Vaughn does. At least I'm not showing like a Twinkie or something. I'm showing something that is arguably actually not bad for you, although it does have a lot of sodium in it. But yeah, it's cold and flu season. Before I get started any farther, I'd like you to welcome back Big C. He's decided to join us and maybe discuss a few things that we've seen recently.
thank you for having
And
me.
hey, no problem. And me and Big C and a few of the other people out there, and most likely many of you. We as we get older, we start paying for those bad choices we made in life. We thought our backs were better than they were. Because you're what they call it when you're young. You're just stupid. Uh,
Rambunctious.
yeah, rambunctious. It's like, oh, I'm young, I'm stupid, I can lift this, and it'll never. Well, later on, between your back and your knees, a lot of people even start having problems. Even their hip. When they get older. You know, and breathing problem, whatever. We all go through them. We all spend way too much time in the doctor's office taking meds and just wondering, realizing our mortality, that, we're not young anymore and now we're paying for the stupid shit we did when we were younger. But as we all know, it seems like Irv has had it harder than anyone else. He's got a
Yes.
debilitating disease, you know. Um, it was all he could do to make his mom lunch and throw that something in a plastic bag into a microwave before he ran out the door. Because
What a
fucking
great
sandwich.
son he is.
I mean, fucking sandwich and a bowl of soup. Let's get something in a plastic bag, throw it in a microwave, and feed fucking a 92-year-old sainted woman, the woman that's put up with her, or at least enabled him. But we're not here to talk about, Ma Helton. We're talking. Irv has lymphoma, and he's got powdered feet. His back is
Lymphedema.
going out. Yeah, he's his knees, his hip is trying to go out on him, and he's got it worse. He's got it so bad that he's crying out, right? And he's willing to, I don't know, maybe give you his bad body parts, right?
Yes.
So you can know the suffering that man actually goes through. Now, I think personally, that's admirable. I think that's I mean, if you're suffering that bad, well, maybe people should know how much Irv actually suffers. Um, we've gotten a good clue over the years by his diet, which admittedly mine's not much better sometimes. I like microwave food, although I will not eat a microwave fish dinner. I don't really use a microwave much anymore. I've got an air fryer and um, an oven, crock pot, like everybody else. But yeah, Cap, you fell for the donuts. You goddamn.
You know, He's so tore up that he would trade his legs, his bad legs, for your good legs,
Yeah,
so that
absolutely.
he could do what?
Well, he
So he
can
could sit
finish.
on his ass again.
Well, maybe he can stand for more than 10 seconds spray painting that shelf. You know,
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, I wonder if he'd be willing to give Sergeant Alvarez his legs, considering that he lost his legs in an IED attack in Afghanistan, where he lost both his legs and half of one of his arms. So I wonder if he'd do that. Oh, Grampy disappeared. But I wonder if Vaughn would be willing to do that. Wonder if he'd be willing to give of himself to make somebody else's life better. I doubt it. But remember, he was the Punisher, and he did take off running towards the white face on the side of the lake.
I,
Oh, you're back.
yeah, this fucking goddamn internet. They tell me I have the strongest internet. I know it's not my computer. I turned off my phone. I turned off the other laptop. Well, my wife's home, so she might have that on. But it's almost like, if you live in an old building, and you can only plug in certain things at the same time, or everything just blows or something.
Yeah.
I'm starting to think that's this quality fucking internet that I got from, Cox Cable. I hate them. Oh God,
Uh,
yeah, the
do
shittiest.
you
I
have
got
the
rid of it.
Do you have the Von Hilton package? Because that one doesn't work.
Oh, oh God, it's just I mean, people get on the internet and they get personal. They talk about themselves. I've done it. You've done it a little bit. A lot of people do it, right? But the majority of the time, well, most, I don't know. You're not trying to make yourself look like a victim, right? You're talking about what's going on in your life, things that have been happening. You're telling us. Vaughn makes it sound like he's like the most He calls himself the most hated man on the internet, which is
Most
arguably just not
evil, not hated, evil,
true. Oh yeah,
evil
evil. And
hated
it's like
man.
nobody's ever called him that evil Von Helton guy, but it has to be about him. He has to be the center of it, right?
Right.
Um, and I still to this day have never heard of anybody that calls him that evil Von Helton guy. I mean, they call him Stinky, they call him Irv, they call him Private Poopy Pants, they call him tons of shit. But Irv or that evil Von Helton guy, I to this day have never heard anybody um, even refer to him like that. But I was
No,
glad
it's
that he.
just like him saying that about it. Everybody saying that he wants to have sex with his kids. I've never heard anybody say
Yeah, no,
that.
no, nobody said that, right? And if somebody like said it off there, I don't know. I've never heard it, right? It's like he said everybody called CPS on him and stuff. And, you know, uh, fact is, the vast majority of people he thinks didn't, right? And um, it was just what they were showing on the internet. But what I did,
When life starts whooping my ass and I'm hurting, I'd never feel like I have a right to complain. Uh,
yeah,
there's so many men and women that have given of themselves to protect this country and our freedoms that we don't have the right to complain about. We can't walk across here, or we can't do this or that. My grandmother used to say, if you think you're having a bad day, then add a 4-ton elephant running chasing after you. See how bad that day is.
yeah, or yeah, and that's everybody starts breaking down when they get older. Even people that work out and you know do everything right and everything. They still have days because you're getting older, right? But he's just had it worse than everybody else, and he seems to think that. I mean, look at Paulie. He came on the other day. He's not doing. He'll bounce back because he's Paulie, but he he's just got it so bad. He's got it worse than you because of the trolls and the haters, and But one thing I did think it was funny when I don't I think Vaughn may have actually, I'm not sure who put it reposted it, but that video uh, where he's got that guy in a tie, right, with his face,
Yeah, that was great.
messed up, doing the legal shit and everything. All right, well, I remember when it first came. I think it came out a while back, a few years back, and that was like, wow, is this supposed to like scare us? Because you can tell the guy in the, I don't know who the fuck the guy was. Somebody might know who this guy is, but he, although you can tell he probably wasn't wearing a clip-on tie like Irv does. He he will never he never came across in the slightest as anything more than a guy on the internet that Irv found or was willing to do it, right, spewing some shit that kind of sounded so much of the invisible lawyer. It sounded so much like he was just parroting what Irv had already said, And then the guy's throwing it. I don't like you, Irv. I don't like you, Vaughn. You're a dirty, like this. But yeah, the guy was either a troll having some fun, or one of on,
I think
one of
it's a troll having fun.
yeah. But he took that so fucking seriously. It was like, see, look, I've even got a hater on the internet right now. I'll show you right now that he even agrees with me, right? That you guys need to go to jail. One thing I did find out today exactly is what Hell Cell actually was. And I'm starting to think more along the line of WWE now, because apparently it's a big open cell. As I was watching an old video today, this guy who Solar might have been in that, but um, where he's talking about like when Andrea was in jail, because Andrea, he said, was in Hell Cell, and he
Yeah,
described Hell Cell. It's just this big fucking room that's caged up with one toilet, right? And with somebody, yeah, it's kind of like Hell in a Cell. Except Hell in a Cell doesn't have a toilet, not yet, because with gimmicks and wrestling, you never know what they'll bring in. But you know, it's and that's Hell Cell. I mean, a lot of people have been in the fucking tank and getting have been in that, right? And it's just the local, whatever, the local lockup in a small town or whatever. But that's Hell Cell, you know. I just, because I always wondered what, I didn't know if Hell Cell was like supposed to be like um, isolation, with people fucking with you, and things, poking at you, and tortures and things like that. It's just being stuck in a fucking cell with 50 fucking people in a dormitory, like, well, not a dormitory because it was just an open cell with just a toilet. So, oh my God, Snyder the handyman's in
yes, he is.
making pasta salad. Wouldn't you fucking know? Holy shit!
At
But
least
yeah,
it's not beef stroganoff.
yeah, I really, the whole thing about the bus, that Greyhound bus, and hearing the entire story, and I mean not the entire, but the gist of what happened, because I had always wondered what happened. I thought, maybe some guys were, I didn't know, right? I didn't know enough about it to have a, but I always knew that somehow Snyder was involved, because him and his boys at the local Ku Klux Klan didn't protest against it and stuff, you know. But
I still don't understand that. Why didn't he protest? I guess it
well,
was
because
Vaughn's
it was
gods.
black. No, because it was black people that attacked her on the bus and raped her, right? And
Hold
okay, I
on.
don't want to speak.
Well, let's unpack
And
that
it
because
turns
Vaughn
out,
helped.
and it turns out that Snyder and his cohorts back at the local KKK thing had paid these two black guys to get on a Greyhound bus and follow her, and then stuff. And then when uh, they didn't protest it, Irv got upset because the Ku Klux Klan should have protested the fact that a white woman was assaulted on a Greyhound bus by two black gentlemen.
But is it not Vaughn who said that can a nymphomaniac actually be raped?
Absolutely, and there's an argument for that
Okay.
as well. You know, and from what I hear, she was feeling a little bit randy on the bus and may have wanted to, tackle a couple guys, before she got back home. Because apparently, from what I understand, this is when she had left Vaughn or Irv, right? So, he's, uh, I wore him a pickle suit today. Well, my pickle jacket, because I'm still at the point of being sick where sometimes I'm like really hot. So I take off my just jacket, and sometimes then I get really cold like an hour later, so I put it back on. So let's just hope I don't get really, really, really hot in here. Yeah, it was all Snyder's fault. He got him the email months in advance. He knew it was a setup. Uh, yeah,
Well,
yeah, and there's
all
Snyder
these
in this ice guy
trolls,
as well.
all these trolls and haters and naysayers are so powerful, and his gods
Yeah.
are so weak. What the hell's going on?
Well, his gods are all powerful, don't you remember? Because they told him through his stomach that he was going to be winning the Powerball and the Mega Millions. And I still think it was probably gas. I have some Mylanta and some Pepto Bismol in my bathroom, and I thought, well, if it was gas, maybe he could maybe use that because yeah, goddamn Snyder, Mr. United for the Children. You're right. It's all Snyder's fault, Um, and that's semi-attractive, you know. Okay, let's put. Well, okay. Some people have said that they actually that are suck their dicks, right? Me, I'm not too sure, but oh god, this is gonna get flagged.
Who, wait a minute. Where did that go?
I have no fucking idea. But
Holy shit.
Irv was always saying that people were jealous that he had a semi-attractive, petite 20-year-old wife, right? And everybody was jealous. I mean, he's told pretty much anybody that says anything about it that they're just jealous that of his young wife. And Lardo, he called her a dog, right?
Yeah.
And I've been in side chats before where people have actually said, I'd let her suck my dick, but other than that, I don't think any. And just because you let a chick suck your dick doesn't mean there's love involved or any kind of commitment. But surprise, Sergeant Carter. I love it when he says that. Um, his whole fucking his whole everything he's got is TVs. Um, what was it? He did a video not too long ago where he goes, just like the song says, this ain't no party, this ain't no disco, this ain't no fooling around. Oh, when he's talking about like putting people in jail this time for sure. And
Yeah.
I'm like, how did that fucking song get like referenced to? You know what I mean? Just because some words in a song, it's kind of like when people cherry pick the Bible, or cherry something. Oh, look right here, it says this, that has literally nothing to do with the conversation. But you know, it's
Just
just
throw it in.
yeah,
It's awesome.
yeah.
He's super. I have no idea. He's just so damn retarded. It's not even funny.
Well, he's important. We all know that, and I think you know, it's
Well,
just a
think
matter of
about it
time.
though. Uh, You as a man, right? Are you going to go out to your garage, take a camera, and start painting a damn shelf, and then sit there and weep at the camera about how bad your legs hurt, or how bad it's been to you? His legs hurt because he's a fat son of a bitch that sits in a chair all goddamn day looking to see who he could talk to.
You know what I did? I haven't made it into a video, but I was just playing around with it. I took that video when he was out in the garage and I put it up to like 4 times speed. and it's funny
Yeah.
as shit. It really is because he like not even without even like the hearing the Alvin and the Chipmunk style voice, which you can't hear by then. Really, it's just squeaking. It's just funny to watch. He waddles around like Charlie Chaplin, kind of like that, and I'm like, dude, my legs hurt. I mean, there's times where I've got to like stretch a little bit before my legs will like let me carry me very far. But I don't walk like that. You know what I mean? I mean, sometimes
Right.
if your leg falls asleep, and you stand up and you got to move, and your leg's still asleep, you kind of walk funny for a second, but not like you've got to take a shit. You know, he's either got something up his ass, or he's got something up his ass that needs to come out, right? But that's what the diaper is for, I guess. But
Maybe they're too tight. They're holding it in. You got to figure he's weak everywhere else. Maybe he doesn't have the ability to push out a good shit.
well, yeah,
I
you
mean, it
know,
could be.
they had like everybody literally coming into the garage. Don't come in here. The fumes are bad. Even the dog joined in.
Yeah.
And you can tell the dog listens.
I love when he pulls the mask off his face and he goes, "Oh, it's starting to get a bluish tint to it."
We'll get a
He's got like,
respirator. Yeah, that could be the inside of your nose. So, but get a better. Um, you know, if I was, hey, I don't know why he didn't take the fucking shelves outside. Right? It's not rainy. Right? Like you said, it's hot and stuff,
right.
and you can always slide them back or take it to the edge. Right? Where you can take it where there's more ventilation, not just leave. Maybe the shelves are built into the fucking wall. I don't know, but I'm like, yeah, you do it in the farthest back corner of the fucking shed, you know, and then you wonder why there's fumes, you know. Oh, that's a
Well,
little
why paint
terrible.
the shells blue? He's not supposed to be making a blue shelf. He's supposed to be making a damn Hot Wheels drag racing center from
Well, it's,
Aroma.
I think a diorama. Hey, do you have kids?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay, you
5.
remember when? I don't know. I just seem like when every kid is like in the third grade, I probably are pretty young. It always I seem to remember there's a time and you had to do it in church too for Sunday school sometimes, or somebody would bring one, but there was always a diorama involved somewhere in like
Yeah.
elementary school, and you're trying to help your kids the best, but you want the kid to do it themselves. You can help them get supplies and like that, but they have to do it. And you're proud of what your kid did. He's in the third fucking grade, right? And then you go in there, right? And there's some mother, right? Some soccer mom opening the back of the minivan, right? And there's like a cart, right? Where they're carting in this giant monstrosity of a fucking diorama, right? That
Right.
damn well this 10-year-old kid never fucking made, right? And then your kid feels like shit. Yeah, sorry about that. See,
No, it's
dioramas
fun.
triggered me. Dioramas triggered me. I remember those fucking days, man. Spray paint cans are laughable. Yeah, I should have been sniffing it. He goes, "Oh yeah, I could have done the roller method, and
The
that would have
roller
been
method.
more expensive, you know." Or
How does he? How does he figure?
I don't know. He should have
Did you
treated
see
the
the
wood.
fire
We all,
extinguisher? He
yeah,
put the fire extinguishers under a damn shelf all the way in the back,
yeah.
and
That'll
in
be
the
that'll
middle
be
of the
easy
damn
to get
shop.
to. Yeah, that'll be
Yeah,
easy to get.
yeah. Don't put it by the fucking door there, Slick.
Yeah, the only thing
Yeah, he's something else.
spray paint, it can be good. I've spray painted like lawn furniture, and things. Yeah, I mean, but yeah, it's pretty worthless unless you're a huffer or something like that.
But what is the ultimate outcome of painting a shelf blue when you still have to make everything?
Well, because that's just the backdrop part. That's probably going to be some displays and really badass fucking Hot Wheels, and things like that. And it's going to be
Yeah,
blue because also remember the Ford, right? It's going to be a Ford dealership, like replica of part of this diorama. So, and it's
yeah.
going to be blue. So that's where I'm guessing that's where he's going with this. But who knows? I mean, Irv has always been tricky. He thinks that if we're looking one way, he swerves and comes in another way, and you know brings his kids into it. But I was watching this morning. I don't know, kind of a segue thing, and I noticed that even Montegraph is like, I mean, who hasn't turned on Stinky, or just come out and
Yeah.
admitted that they really think the guy's an idiot, right? And this is no way, shape, or form in any way trying to denigrate idiots in the world, but Brett Keane, right? Who's an idiot, right? But he even kind of said, "Look, God, and you could tell Brett knew he was an idiot over the years when he would like feed shits to him. Rand Campbell was the same way, right? He's the one
Right.
that helped us get partly retired, semi-retired, and the whole diapers, thing. So he's been able to feed Vaughn over the years. There's been a lot of people. G-Man has to know that Von Helton's a nutball, right? But that also coming from a nutball himself, Shanny and Rev, which they've
Oh
gone cuckoo,
shit.
haven't they? Holy crap!
Have they lost it or what?
Well, they've never had it, right? They're
Holy
they're
shit.
they're 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 fucking nuts, right? I'm not going to go so far as to say they shouldn't be parents because I don't know enough about their personal situation and what they do when they're like off camera, but on camera. I was watching. Oh, look at this! Holy shit, Snyder, that evil fucker. Oh, I love that picture, man. Uh, you got to unmute, dude. Do-
Oh, so
do-
you to bring me in, you old fucker.
I'm.
They say the mind is the first thing that goes.
Yeah, mine's pretty much shot. You see me do these things before.
Yeah.
I rewatched my last show and I'm like, oh my god, I was too stoned to be on camera. I kept phasing. I kept noticing. I kept fading out, like not really paying attention and shit. I'm like, oh, that was, but
That was you, Patrick. What's up,
yeah.
Big C? How you doing, brother?
I'm good. How you doing, brother? Good to see
Hey,
you. Or
chilling.
So
Some
how long have you guys known each other?
who?
You, Snyder and Big C.
dude, I met
No.
Big C watching Shanny videos in your
Oh,
hangout.
okay, yeah, because
Yep.
I think that's how I found out about him too. I was trying to remember if I'd ever seen him like in a side chat or something like that, but all of a sudden this
Oh.
big voice comes out of nowhere and he's like a new player in the game. You know,
Well,
I got
I've got a story for that. Go ahead, Big C.
I got I'll tell you, a year ago I got sick, and so I'm going downhill. But regardless of that, I've been watching. I didn't even know this shit was on YouTube, and I found it by accident. And when I did, it pulled me in, and I didn't get online talking until 3 weeks ago, like we're
what
doing
pulled
now.
what pulled you in?
I thought maybe you were an old member of a debate community or some other community that was introduced to the world of Lord Baron von Helden.
No, a debate came up, I believe, on the non secular show, and it was suggested to me. I watch a lot of debates with like Matt Slick and
Uh,
you know, I love debates. I mean, that's one thing I love to do, and that's how I found it. And then as soon as I saw Vaughn, I was like, no way, this shit can't be for real. And then I
that
started
was my
researching him.
yeah,
He was fucking retarded.
that was my initial thing. Like I said, when I first started watching Vaughn, like God, it's got to be about 8 years I've been watching. At first, I thought, man, these guys are picking on this old guy, right? I did. I thought, man, this isn't nice. This old fucker, it's probably all he's got in the world,
Yeah.
And then I started watching more, and like started watching him rage, and their mouse came around, and just the dumpster fire that it became, right? And he was sending people to prison, you know, and it just got crazy. It got addictive, you know.
Well, that's the thing about new people and new groups to him is he will always find a group that through maybe a friendship of somebody, he will always find a way to infiltrate it.
Oh yeah,
Rather it be watching hangouts and all of a sudden just one day he'll pop in or whatever. And Patrick, do you remember the Wolfpack Hangout Club?
oh yeah. I was never part of it, but I look forward to.
Well, neither was I till one fatal night. You remember the whole rant about the blacks in Cincinnati, right?
Oh yeah,
Okay, and you remember what started all that shit where that hangout just went to absolute silence and people were like, "What the fuck did you just say? Hey, you were beating down the blacks in the streets of Cincinnati because you was a hardcore gangbanger at 16." Okay.
yeah,
So I was friends with two of the members on Xbox. We used to play Black Ops, we used to play games together.
yeah.
And they would always laugh at him and go, he's just a crazy nutter, and basically like them, they didn't, most of them didn't work, but a
Right,
few of them used to work like the graveyard shift. So
right.
when he would be on in the morning for his like grandiose 8 hour fucking hangouts, they would come into his room or he would go into their room. And there was another guy that used to host them. And they thought it was just some big time professional thing where they were going to become like, what is, some of these groups like fucking the Amazing Atheist. And what's his group? Anyways,
Oh, you mean the drunken peasants?
Drunken Peasants.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he hasn't been a part of the drunken peasants in a while.
Yeah, I know. So they thought they were going to become huge on YouTube. And all of a sudden, one day he makes this big, huge. I was beating down the blacks in the streets of Cincinnati in the 70s, and it was silent. And it was like 15 minutes later, I get a message on Xbox, and it's from one of the members. And they're like, "Would you be willing to come out and hang out? We want to know the real story behind Von Helton." And man, that shit was like 5 hours. And at the end of the 5 hours, they were like, "Holy shit." So it's always about people who want to remain ignorant. So they won't even search his name on YouTube when we confront him and we go, "Hey, look, just do me a favor, please. Just YouTube search Von Helton." Nope, they won't do it. Well, their
Yeah.
Oh
IP went
yeah,
up that night.
because those are non-partial videos, and I shouldn't take that. Why should I take that as a? Well, if there's like a few videos about somebody, yeah, I can understand that. But when, as Vaughn would put it, legions and legions of haters who make countless videos, and for the most part, like right now, we're talking about it and we're not posting anything, but uh, the amount of videos that have been made of him, like clips of literal things he said without chopping it up. Now, I mean, people have chopped up, and you can tell which ones are chopped up, like the, what's that one where he goes, "Give me titties, give me," or whatever. There's a few that have been chopped up, and you can tell they're chopped up. But like he said, the Kelly video was chopped up. It's like, nah, no, it wasn't. Other videos, right? No, that's why people play them as long as they do, because it's stuff that you really fucking said. Hashtag fair use.
I was in there the night the whole Kelly chat went down. As a matter of fact, I had Dark Zodiac in a side private chat, and he's telling me, "Watch this shit, watch this shit, watch this shit," and you could just see that fucking text messaging just scroll right past where it's Von Helton at, I don't know, I think it was AOL at the time, or I forgot. But it was like, "Don't go to bed. Send them pics. Send them pics." And he's streaming the chat during the whole thing. And because she told him, "Yeah, well, I need to go to bed now." And he's just spamming his email address. "Send the pics, send the pics, send the pics before you go to bed." So, fuck you. And I was going to bring this up the other night. Kelly 2.0. The morning I saw that video, I knew exactly whose voice that was and sent her a Facebook message.
Is everybody quiet or what's going on?
I don't know. I think maybe he slipped away or something. So how's your day, brother?
It's going pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm doing fine
Doing pretty
myself.
good. Nobody was asking you, Lobster.
Sorry. The wife said she's doing super duper as well. So
Well, that's cool. Hey, how you doing, Miss Lobster? We love you. We care about you. What were you
well,
saying, Patrick, about you?
I've got headphones on. Just
Oh,
but I'll relay. I'll definitely relay.
Oh, Lobster, I've got to get a picture to you. One of my wife's coworkers got a Halloween outfit for their dog, which is a lobster.
Oh, I've seen those. They're cute. That'd be a good idea for my cat, but I don't think my cat would have any part of it. I don't know why. That's why dog. That's one good thing about dogs. They're most of them are. It's hey chicky chica 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 chica. Anyway, oh crap. See, I got distracted by a very attractive. I'll say Latino. I don't want to say Mexican or Puerto Rican, or anything like that, or any type of, because, so hopefully I won't offend anybody. But what were you saying?
We were asking how you were doing.
Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Yeah.
I think the weed just popped in. No, but doing fine. I've had the flu last couple of days. I was starting to think about it yesterday, and I was like, I still don't feel well. And I got up this morning and just watched too much Von Helton stuff that's been recently put out there. It just I couldn't help myself. Yeah, I just needed to share. And then when I found out that he had that debilitating disease, I wanted to share his pain. You know.
I was kind of surprised when that whole pill popping Pam and donkey face video dropped into my inbox this morning.
Yeah, that was I saw that video actually. I don't know the whole story between what was the story with Pill Pop and Pam, and that's a story that I'm not really too familiar with.
Brother, that's a hangout in itself.
Yeah, I actually do have it.
That's like a complete total fucking 6 hour bringing 15 character witnesses into this bitch fucking hangout in itself. The way those two people, oh my God, those two people, they were way back in the Dark Zodiac days, both of them.
Yeah.
I mean, they were trolling Von Helton and they would go hardcore. Like most of us, we would just fire up videos and call them out on shit we just heard him say the night before.
Right.
These people, don't dare let them know who you really are because they will be sending your children. Like, oh my God, how old was my daughter? 13 at the time. My son was 11. They were sending my daughter and my son private Facebook messages. They were stalking them, made fake accounts.
Wow.
Right? And they were sending my children very hate-filled, harmful messages about their father. Right? That's the way, and excuse me again, my mother would come from her grave next to my wife and slap the shit out of me for saying this word. But they're cunts.
Oh,
straight up.
God.
They're fucking cunts.
I'm sure if you explain to your mother that is now an accepted vocabulary, thanks to our friends across the ocean.
So, hey, look, you and I talked about this in private, Patrick. Big C, all right, my email is charliedogsnyc@google.com. Send me away. I got some invites for you. All right.
Okay.
I think you need to be involved in a few things that are
See,
discussed behind the scenes.
I was trying to. I didn't know how to contact Big C because the only time the way I can contact Big C is like through comments in a video.
Yeah, I comment like a motherfucker.
Yeah, he's like, "Hey, you doing a show tonight?" I don't know, maybe.
There you
Then
go.
later.
That's the way. That's the way.
Oh
So
no,
this whole pill popping Pam thing, like I said, she goes back to way in the dark Zodiac days, 09, 010, shit like that. She was the biggest troll among all of them. And her little Laverne and Shirley sidekick,
yeah,
fucking donkey face. Her name is UK Troll. All you got to do is search up UK Troll to see a picture of her. She could
right.
eat a corn cob pipe through a corn cob through a picket fucking fence. All right. But yet she goes on there and has the balls to talk shit about other people. Look, everything was exposed about her and her husband. They were all into these wife sharing websites, groups, and all this shit. And then they're calling out sexual perversions about other people with lies, with straight up pure fucking lies. And then the truth was discovered about them.
I'd like to speak to that point, right?
Yeah.
And then you can, but. And I'm sure I'm not the only one that has noticed this over the years, right? I don't. There's certain things that I don't accuse people of being a sexual predator. I don't use that pedo word. I don't accuse people of being physical abusers, maybe mental, but because I don't know. And these are things that can you just don't do. It's like the whole thing where Vaughn's saying that people are claiming that he's fucking his kids, right? There's a lot of things that I'll say, but there's certain things that I won't, and I think there's a lot of things that other people won't. But if you notice the people that do bring it up, right? Like Pill Pop and Pam and the other one, and quite frankly, there's nothing probably wrong with the swingers if that's what they want to do and stuff, but with things that are taboo, right, or against the law, right? Who are the ones that always bring up fucking child fuckers, right, or child abuse, right? It's not it's the people that are like, you understand what I'm saying? I know
Look at
I
Matt
ramble,
Bell.
but yeah,
Yeah. Perfect
the
example.
people that scream
Yep.
the most, it's like Vaughn with kids, right? You posted that one thing about the little Japanese anime. Now,
Yeah.
anime, I don't know about that because they've been making shit weird ever since fucking Speed Racer came out. They've always had,
Patrick, it's hermaphrodite anime of
right,
little Chinese girls.
right,
Son, hermaphrodite. That's the part right there.
right,
Hermaphrodite. All right.
yeah.
People have been into anime for a long fucking time. I ain't judging that. All right. But hermaphrodite anime, involving it into his video games. Continue, sir.
Well, I have nothing to. Okay. Point withdrawn.
Point withdrawn.
Because it just gets really, it gets sick. I mean, when like you said, it's easy to go into Lover's Lane. I actually went into it one time, and I saw somebody put out a link. It's very simple to go into. There's not like but I don't care who wants it. Why would you even admit to creating mods for like gangbangs? And I mean, I get it. Some people like to be
Because
gangbanged, but
he's a pervert. That's
yeah,
why.
or the little kid, like not mature, voluptuous, women with that are hot as fuck, right, and old enough you can tell, and even though it's a cartoon or an anime or whatever, but something that's old enough, like that. Okay, if I was a cartoon guy, I'd fuck that, right? She's hot, but she's badass, but she's hot. Not a little child-looking thing that is old enough, appearing to be old enough to be your daughter or your granddaughter. You know what I mean? That's where the creepy shit kind of comes in.
And that's the point. And to add to that, Pornhub is free, motherfucker. All right.
Absolutely.
So go search you some fucking MILF porn, go search you some whatever. But when you have to download, customize, and then bitch and complain that your dog ain't fucking your female sex slave right with
Yeah.
the right motion, when you have to put it into video games and then install a surveillance system so you can watch to make sure when the kids ain't coming home so you can
Yeah,
jerk
that's
off to
disgusting.
them same fucking video games, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Well, I want to say that people that point at that, and people that call people pedophiles or call them dope heads, and those are the ones that end up being the pedophiles and being the dope heads. For
Yeah. That was
Vaughn to
my.
say that about his kids is scary because that means that, or I've never heard anybody say it, and I haven't been able to find a video of it. But that means it's in his head. And if it's in his head, when does that stop from being in his head to go in that extra step?
Yeah.
That's the part that fucks with me.
Yeah.
Yes, when you search it on the internet, it's because you have an interest. And when you're searching child little, yeah, yeah.
Right. And then think about, you know, his his inability to be able to have a conversation that where he doesn't try to dominate with using, like bitch and calling people names. That shows how weak he is. Rev does the same damn thing.
Yeah. He tells people
Rev,
to die, take a fucking gun and shoot them at a family member.
right,
It's like, God
right.
damn. Oh
And
shit.
everybody that I've ever met, every military person that I've ever met either is one of two ways: super quiet, or they might tell some stories. The ones like Vaughn that say that they run towards I'll grab my gun and I'll run towards the terrorist. No, you won't. I promise you won't. He doesn't have the uh,
Mobility.
nut sack. Well, no, he doesn't have the nut sack to do it.
Well,
95% of people don't.
if and say for instance that he's going to be Johnny on the spot, Johnny Hero, right? Now, having said, you can call it being stupid, being like that, and not being properly trained, right? How long he would live, right? Then he could have been. I don't know. It just
If
you
you're
know.
making up these weird ass stories and where's your limit? And I
Right.
don't know if he has one.
Yeah,
I,
but look, I mean, straight up, you're all talking about running. I'm in search right now for the greatest hacker on the internet because I want somebody to hack into Baron von Helton's surveillance DVR system, and I want video of him running towards the bridge. All right, to chase that white-faced, all in black specter
Yes.
away.
yeah.
I want video of him
Thank
running.
you.
I will pay $1,000 right here. All right, I am
You
making this
heard that,
claim.
folks.
You heard it. If anybody can get that
I'll
footage
add
of him
1,000 to it.
running, there you go. There's 2K.
Now
2K.
you have to be specific on your definition of running,
Okay, when
right?
he described that there were 20 or 30 family members and friends, children, and adults alike, when he came crashing through that trailer door wearing his bling bling, his robe,
Yeah.
carrying his fucking staff, all right, and he went running down the road with them flaps, them robes flapping behind him. I want video of that. I got a K, Big C got a K, that's 2K in your pocket, suckers. Right there
And
for
I
video of
promise you right now, I love when he says, I had my mini flashlight and it's not really good for mini flashlights.
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
Well,
Well, he's
exactly.
retarded.
then when he goes on, you're trying to make it sound like little kids see things, right? Um, I'm not saying that there wasn't a bump in the night or nothing, spooky, but there can be critters, right? They live out in the country, right? Um, I've lived in the country before, and sometimes things illuminate differently for whatever reason, right? I remember one night I saw a fucking giant fucking mama possum, and mostly what I saw was her fucking eyes, and she was and her teeth were, and I screamed like a girl and ran, right? Because I didn't want to fuck with. I was scared shitless. I just seen that in the dark. I'm like, ah, and I ran. I was like, fuck this, because I didn't want to get mauled by a fucking possum. But people see things at night. People see things like being in an area where it's so quiet, you can hear people whispering like a long ways away. That's how fucking quiet it is. You hear some things. Things seem different when but to tell these kids that was really a bad person, right? That was some kind of ghost or goblin or some kind of evil creature that was coming after them, right? To me it's lying to your kid, right? Yeah, daddy checked it out, right? It's nothing, right? It's probably a fucking, you know, whatever local creature they have if you watch Mountain Monsters, but don't fucking lie to them, right? And get their fears going. And then when he's talking about all these people sitting on a back porch, talking about urban legends and things like that. That's all that shit is. And to tell your kids it's real. I mean, let them go to summer camp before they fucking read about it, so they can hear the scary stories at summer camp or some shit. But telling your kids that it's actually something that damn well it's not. And if he does think it is real, then he needs help. You know. Princess of the Princess J says hello. But anyway, I just thought that was you know
It was hilarious.
yeah. And
It
then
was so when
he's
he
like,
did it on G-Man's channel, it was I swear I gave it a thumbs up just for that.
yeah.
It was awesome.
And then when he makes these, and I'm not making this all religious, but when he goes on atheists and shit, right? Atheists have no power and all this shit, and they know that, and it's like, dude, shut the fuck up. Nobody thinks this is real. You know what I mean? How the fuck, fuck off. Um, especially when he goes in, my gods are real, atheists, and we have, whatever, but geez, that just it irks me. Hello, Ms. Star. And
Do either one of y'all hunt?
no,
Like hunt deer?
I've
No, I
been
don't.
hunting before, but I stayed at a fucking camp and basically got drunk and like manned the campfire and just fucked off for 3 days. But so technically I have, but
I went hunting with my grandfather twice. Once when I was 13, and the second time when I was 16. And we sat in a tree stand. It was a beautiful tree stand. And this was in the lower hills of Texas, around Marble Falls,
Yeah.
and sat out there for 2 days, freezing our ass off, and never saw a white ass at all. Didn't
At
even
all.
see a deer. Nope, 2 days. So that was my only experiences on them.
well, I have been hunting
I
for the
I've
bitches and
hunt my
hoes.
whole I've hunted my whole life. I bow hunt, I black powder, and I
I
rifle
have a
hunt.
brother that does that.
And the stories you get when you come back are just downright ridiculous. But it reminds me a lot of Vaughn.
Yeah,
I've taken a lot of
it's
people
like
hunting
fishing
and
stories.
put them. Yeah. Oh, you should have seen this damn buck. He came out 29 point. He
Yeah,
he must have had a spread of 5 feet. And as
yeah,
soon as I picked up my rifle, the motherfucker jumped off into the woods.
yeah.
But it's the same thing, the same identical thing. My wife, and I hate to bring her family into it, her brother-in-law is the greatest hunter that ever lived. And
Mm.
in the 15 fucking years that I've either hunted with him or known him, he's never shot a fucking deer in his life, ever.
You know,
But he's the
I've
greatest.
when I lived in Oregon, like I said, I'm not a hunter, right? But I love venison and I like elk, right? I prefer elk, but I had three different friends or family, whatever, that used to hunt. So every year I would get, you know, not a lot, but I'd get deer meat and elk meat, and you get salmon during salmon season sometimes. But I've never heard anybody like they go, yeah, we're going out hunting this weekend, right? Come back and yeah, we got one, we got two sometimes, and they would actually have the fucking deer on their truck, right? Not going, yeah, the one that got away, because they didn't give a fuck about the one that went away. It's you know not bragging. It's when you actually bring the deer home, not it's
Right.
never about the one that got away, you know. Because if that was true, I could talk about all the chicks that I met in bars, right, that ran.
Yeah, the ones that got away.
Yeah, the ones that got away.
Yeah.
And
Hey, fellas,
I think that
they were the lucky ones,
I got some Italian beef in the crock pot. That's ready. I got to make some pasta salad to go with it.
Uh-oh. You know
So,
what we need? You know what you need to go with that tonight? You need to
what's
listen
that?
to the Pasta Eating Boys. I want that
Yeah.
re-release. Just a limited time re-release.
All right, look. Hey, Secular, if you're out there listening, if not, I'll drop Secular a line, and I'll let him know you want that clip. He's got it. I know. He's played it before.
Yeah, I know it's been out on re-release before and stuff, and I
Yeah.
used to have it, but
That was the deluxe box version.
yeah, because we were out on Federal Hill the other day, and every time I go up by Federal Hill in Providence, I think first thing when I see that sign from Federal Hill is Pasta Eating Boys now.
Yeah. And Buddy Nancy.
Yeah.
well,
So,
enjoy your dinner. Enjoy
I
your
sure will.
Italian
Hey,
beef.
look, I'm gonna just drop out of the chat, but I'm gonna be listening on YouTube.
Okay.
I might pop in if you're still on when I'm
Oh,
done.
okay. Hey,
All right.
Princess of J, she said she researched hot wieners. Where do you obtain the wieners that the veal in them? And okay, hot wieners. Okay, what they put in them, some put veal meat like that, but it's the way they're processed, made, or whatever, and it's a Rhode Island thing. And some people say real hot wieners, you have to cut the ends off the wieners when you put them in the bun, and then there's like a meat sauce that goes over it. It's not chili, right? It's like a meat sauce. It's like a not a thin meat sauce, but it's a meat sauce, right? And then you put chopped onions and celery salt, and that's pretty much what a hot wiener is. And yeah, that's pretty much what a hot wiener is. They're really good, And for $7.95, which is the best fucking lunch deal in town, down here in New York Lunch in Woonsocket, $7.95, you get 3 hot wieners all the way, a small fry, and a drink, right? Which, if you're drinking it, it should be coffee milk, right? Which is not. It's also another Rhode Island thing, which Anyway,
Oh,
just
you
trying
have
to
all the good
answer.
crab where you're at.
Nah, see, crab. That's Maryland, right?
Oh, no
Crabs are
crab.
in Maryland, right? Well, they have crabs out here, but I'm sure a lot of chicks do in this neighborhood. But anyway, out here it's more it's crab, but it's like lobster. It's Italian. It's different seafoods, right? Scrod. There's restaurants that literally have a different menu every day. They go by what they catch, what is brought in that morning, right?
Right.
They go by that, what their fucking menu is, right? And personally, myself, I can't afford to eat there, but people who have, like, it's amazing. And they'll use the fish that nobody wants. There's a thing on not Man versus Food, but there was a bald guy that used to eat all the crazy food on
I know who you're
TV.
talking about.
Yeah, he did one in Rhode Island, and there's some really weird looking fish, that they turn into delicacies and stuff. There is also a population in Rhode Island that actually eats that likes half like eggs. They're like
The
not going to
roe?
be. Yeah, they kind of look like like chicken abortions. Like with the chickens almost, like, and it's really disgusting.
Oh no, 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 no,
Yeah,
no.
and
No.
you could actually go down to Providence and buy a live rabbit, right, in a fucking store to kill that night and eat for dinner. there's a lot of different ethnic heritages out here that what it's what they eat. American.
My wife when we had our we have a garden every year. We had one out in the front of our property one year, and my wife just sat there and popped rabbits off like they were nothing.
Yeah, they're cute. That's like the deer, right? When I lived in Oregon, we had apple trees and we had pear trees, and when the deer would come out, right, they would just start chomping on apples, right, and uh, it would be so we had our little dogs that would just run around the yard and keep the deer out, but sometimes they'd still come in or would wake up in the morning, and we found out one thing, at least the deer in our area, the deer don't like pears, right? Especially pears off trees or something, because there would be tons of pears, right, that had like one bite taken out of them, you know, and
Yeah,
yeah, but they'd like beat the fuck out of the apples, right? So yeah, it took for years, finally the deer just stopped coming in our yard because we had our dogs who used to running around like idiots, you know. Um, and we had other people that like rabbits, gophers. We had gophers. I did we tried all sorts of stuff, but I had animals. So I couldn't really use chemicals or anything like that. Because fuck a gopher, So I actually did like they did in Caddyshack a few times. I shoved a hose like 20 feet down this fucking, or not 20 feet, probably about 5 feet down this hole, and just turned the fucking water on. And I had not spouting water, but I had water forming in like different parts around the yard. Um,
yeah,
and it worked for a long time, but eventually they fucking come back, and I had gardens with, vegetables, flowers. I mean, they'd fucking eat anything, Um, I never had rabbits come underground and grab the carrots, like and pull them down under, but
like like Bugsy.
yeah. I watched too much Bugs Bunny. I watched too many of those cartoons when I was a kid. I think we all did. That's why I've always got music going in my head, right? Because name of Bugs Bunny music didn't have like music in the background, And like I said, that's how we learned about music growing up. We just didn't know it.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like the William Tell Overture. When I was a kid, it was called the Lone Ranger theme, right? And then people found out that it was no, that's actually the William Tell Overture. And then it was a big joke, a big thing to prove how smart you were about music. Hey, do you know that lone? That's actually the William Tell Overture. And then you go, okay, what movement? But oh, where are the donuts? I don't know. We ran out. Adam loves the Popeye Gopher Epis. I have no idea what that is. Elk will eat hay, and when they've had enough, they piss all over it. Ranchers hate them. Well, yeah, okay, I get that, but I like elk meat. I don't give a fuck about the elk personally, you know. Um,
we got a bunch of idiots just like catching round bells on a fire here.
no, they're just having, but no, you grow stuff in your yard, man. You're gonna have. It's like out here. I tried to grow tomatoes out on my back porch one year, and we already had squirrels, right? But all the squirrels and the birds in the neighborhood decided to start pecking at my fucking tomatoes. Oh, I had tomatoes and peppers, right? I'm like,
Yeah,
holy shit. So now I've got this like indoor little arrow garden thing. I'm trying to grow these tomatoes, but it's taken months and months. And so far, I've got a bunch of these little green things that haven't matured yet. And I'm about ready to like just start just growing basil or some other herbs and some flowers or some shit like that. 'Cause I thought it'd be nice to have like little tomatoes growing, but there's just these little tiny like a grape tomato sized green balls, and it's taken since like oh fuck, when did I get that? It's been a few months, right? And yeah, so I guess I got to go to the store get tomatoes. But anyway, so what else is what else has been going on?
did
Uh,
you see Shanny's show?
Oh, the one with G-Man?
No. Shanny's been putting out little videos about what she's gonna do about her life.
Oh, yeah. God, those are, oh, geez, her little alter ego things. Like, and admittedly so, if she gets like 90, 100 hits on a video, she feels like she's something special because, like with my videos, I mean, my last few live shows have actually done better than I ever thought. Yeah, it's like, holy shit, there was like 200 people that actually at least turned this on,
Yeah,
but so I'm sure she feels special, that she's showing the way and
I
she's
don't know why
telling
she
people.
does. She shouldn't.
I know, but and it's cringy as fuck. I got videos of Shanny trying to play like Betty Boop, Shanny playing the slut, these little characters that she plays. I guess she likes to cosplay with herself and squish her fucking fat chest things and make it look like she's got
Yeah.
fucking cleavage and shit.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. It looked like she had her arms looked like they were Brett
Hams.
King's legs.
Yeah, they look like giant fucking hams with fingers, man. Um, Did you ever see that video? Oh God, I love this video of her fucking hitting that fucking heavy bag, right, or whatever the fuck that
Yeah,
was.
I saw it. Holy
Holy
shit.
shit, that girl can pack a fucking punch, huh? And
Oh
then
hell
Rev
yeah, she got all the
standing,
weight pushing her.
yeah, but Rev's standing there, and I'm like, dude, she's already punched you once, right? In a drunken stupor. What makes you think she's not going to do that again, right? Because they'll be in a good mood together when they're like doing. You can hear when Shanny starts running her mouth. You can hear Rev in the background telling her to like knock it off, right? Um, and then they get on fucking camera together, and yeah, R.I.P. Beta Rev. But they get on camera and I start like, oh, I love you, and you're like, and all that shit, and it's like, oh my god, man, put a bag over it, Get the fuck, go get a room, do this, everybody,
Please get a room.
yeah, go somewhere, do this when it's over, cut the fucking, cut the show short, say, look, right now we feel like banging each other, right? And
You-
the fact that Shanny was Rev's first, now I am not dissing on the big girls, right? Not a fucking bit. I have been known as a bit of a chubby chaser in my life at times, for whatever reasons, personalities, stole, but it wasn't really that. It was, and I've had some of this, but there's always been something that was like attractive to me, right? And looking at Shanny, she has to put so much fucking shit on her fucking face, right? And hit the lighting just the right way to make herself even looks and then like have her from like the neck up, right?
yeah.
And have her hair to make it look like, oh, okay, But then when you see her, right, it's like, oh God, that's that chick that didn't get anybody at fucking closing time, and she'll put the pussy out there. I still got that clip of her yelling, "Gee, man, you could have done had this pussy." And when she was going, she thought like Lord Stephen Christ. She didn't
Yeah.
understand the whole Lord Stephen Christ thing. She goes, I know what you're doing. You're going after the girls, the pussy. And she's like, I'm an old pro. I know how to do this. And
Oh
trying to
my
tell
god.
Lord
Yep.
Stephen Christ he's going about hitting chicks the wrong way. And it's like, no, it's not about chicks with him, right? This guy literally thinks he's fucking God, right? So that's not a thing with him. Plus, he's got Nail On and that other goofy fucker, right? That give each other hand jobs, But yeah, it's
Well, it's
it
just strange. I
it's
don't have
weird.
a problem with anybody wanting to feel the way they want to feel, but when you constantly berate other people on your videos the way she does, I I don't have a very good I once I go after somebody, I won't stop until I pulled them down. And she Chica actually put a comment in with Faith about Shanny needs to get some help,
Yeah,
and Faith was like, "You need to be supportive." And the
yeah,
funny part is that Faith is going to rob Rev to death. At some point, Faith is going to ask to borrow some money, and That's her motives. All of her motives of that right there
Yeah.
is to get some money,
Yeah.
and it's ridiculous.
Yeah. And you can see
And
that stuff because then Rev will start talking. Well, we don't have money right now. We got to save up for Christmas. But then they'll tell how much they gave to each people, everybody, and it's the same with the whole G-Man thing. I was watching a thing last night with Pim Bunks was with Benji or whatever his name is. I guess that's how you pronounce it. I'm not sure.
yeah,
And they were playing the whole back and forth with Shanny and G-Man. And yeah.
I put in the comments that I bet Rev wishes G-Man would have ended up with Shanny now.
No, he loves his lady, man.
No, he doesn't.
She came to him when he was at his worst and everything, and it's like that's pretty much how the shit starts. You find somebody that's down on their luck, downtrodden. They've hit rock bottom, emotionally and health wise, not necessarily
Yeah.
financially.
But to put out their business like they do, and then wonder why people, she did that whole damn Charles Manson thing and downing everybody else about how bad her life was. Is just ridiculous to me.
I lost, it wasn't that I had much respect for them because apparently they heard me or somebody else right before they came into a room, or there were some that, they were still considered lolscows. But yeah, Shani is a predator. I mean, look what she did. There's videos of people telling Rev not to let Shani convince, because people knew what she was doing with Rev,
Right.
And I stay out of a lot of that because it's too much crazy town for me. When you like crazy, you can kind of pick and choose what you
Right.
watch sometimes. But no, I it's not like I said, it's not like I had like all the respect in the world and stuff like that. But for a brief moment, and I thought, okay, they can be fun. They can put their little spirituality, brothers in Christ things in Rev. We had to stop Rev a few times when he started, and I'm like, look, this isn't about, let's not talk about religion. He goes, oh yeah, you're right. But you knew it wouldn't last, right? And then when he started with that Charles Manson thing, and they didn't get the.
No,
like
she started, not
yeah,
him. She started it.
And then when they don't get the response, because like if she would have said, it brought up the case against him, right, from a legal point of view, right, of what could they actually prove, what was circumstantial, what was
Right.
the credibility, things like that. If you would have brought in certain things and like wanted to have a discussion about things like that, because quite frankly, and a lot of people have come out, that his trial wasn't really probably completely on the up and up in a lot of ways, but they knew what he was, and he was going away. It was the personification of evil. They never wanted to see this again, right?
Right.
That's why Linda Kasabian, the one that became a born again Christian, the one that says oh, I found God now, she's still behind fucking bars as well, because of the fact that it's not how you change. It goes back to what you did in 1969, right? And no matter what you do, that will not change, But just coming off the way she did, about him just being a patsy, and if you listen to Charlie, listen to what Charlie says, it's like, fuck me, no. So
But you have to look at when you're looking at like Shani and her alternative her altered motives. She does it. She's looking at what she can pull out of Manson, what she can take away from it to make herself feel better for her childhood or whatever it was.
Right.
But she did that with when she had the video about her about the LGBTQ
Oh
being
God,
killed over it
yeah.
in the Middle East.
If you
If you don't
LGBT,
do nothing, if you don't do anything and you're just sitting there on your fat ass watching videos, don't come on and say the system doesn't work.
yeah,
Nobody says the court system's perfect, but
right.
at this point right now, it's the best we have.
Best we have. Sometimes it's like flipping a coin. Sometimes with it depends on the 12
Right.
people in the jury. It depends on a judge. It might depend on something that seems totally insignificant, right? That if it's not a jury trial, or even if it is a jury trial, something that you didn't even think of that the jury caught or the judge caught, right?
Right.
So it's but yeah, like you said, it's the best we can and we have right now, and it's at least it's not judge, jury, executioner one day, and throw a rope up and hang them or chop their heads off or cut their hands off in the fucking town square or some shit like that. But
Oh,
yeah,
look what Rev did with that video he just released about the stock market, about how the stock market reflects what our economy is, and that couldn't be more false. If I throw it under a bus, the GDP determines how our economy is.
see, I don't
Our
even get
interest
in.
rates
Yeah,
do.
I don't even know enough about that stuff and to like get into an argument or a discussion about it.
Yeah.
And but when you hear people and when I can say that, and when you hear people that goddamn well probably don't read the Wall Street Journal,
Right.
or maybe they watch Fox Business, or another like one of these personalities that's on the any network about the stock market and the economy and all that shit, you know. And then all of a sudden, all about the economy and shit like that. Troll media, woo.
Yeah. To learn about the market, or people go to school for this. We get
Mhm.
degrees. We study for it. He's such a fucking idiot. He thinks that he knows it because his mother left him some money in stocks.
Well, I'll tell you right now, if you disagree with him, he's going to tell you to kill yourself and your family.
That's the
And
greatest thing about it. He's got an IQ just peaking over 70. So there's nothing he could say to me to bother me. Nothing. I've worked my entire life.
yeah,
I've earned everything I've gotten.
and yeah,
I
you have.
My wife, she's unbelievable. She's still going to school. She's still working on her master's. So,
Yeah.
I find it hilarious, and a lot. I enjoy the shit out of this. People don't understand how. Um, I mean, I take less pain pills being online. I really do.
You what?
I take less pain pills being online, being in these shows,
Yeah, because you have
and
less
I've
to
been
think.
in a
Yeah,
shit ton of them.
yeah. I tend to my weed tends to last a little bit longer when I'm not online too.
Yeah,
Because when I'm making those fucking videos, I'm like getting high as fuck, right? It's like I don't, what have you been up, Lobster? What have you been up to? I said, I don't know. I just have way too much fun on the internet. Um,
yeah,
I do, and it's my entertainment. I watch very little TV. I watch sports, and certain things that I like to see and everything like that. But I mean, I never missed the Steve Wilkos show either. But yeah, I like watching fucking YouTube and shit like that now because it's more fucking entertaining than uh, any sitcom on TV.
yeah.
I was talking to a family member last night on the phone, and they were telling me about that show Blackish, where and I felt like saying, "Oh God, I don't watch those," but she was telling me that the parent pulled out a Hot Wheels strip and to hit the kid with. And
Yeah.
my sister was like, "Holy shit!" She said, "I had flashbacks of mom
Oh
coming at
yeah,
us
I
with
would too.
fucking Hot Wheels strips, right? Even after we got rid of all of our Hot Wheels for that specific reason, our mother still had them hidden around the house. Matter of fact, after she died, you know, now granted, I moved out of the house in 1978, right? Lived on their property, but when I came back to Oregon in 2000, I was like 40, right? So it wasn't like, but when my mother passed in 2009, right? I kid you not, we were going through her closet and she still had a Hot Wheels strip. Now, we were not kids when they lived in Oregon, but they would just like literally take everything, right? But we literally found a Hot Wheels strip, and it's like, holy crap, we're still being tortured.
When my grandmother passed and we were cleaning out her closet, she had him standing up in the corner of her closet. And
Yeah.
it brought back so many memories.
My sister says, or okay, my family member says, yeah, they still had the little red fucking attachment things on the end too.
Yeah.
She goes,
The little biscuits.
yeah. I was like, holy crap. I wonder if anybody ever tried to sue Mattel for I don't know, letting their parents
For
beat them with a Hot Wheels
abuse,
strip. Yeah, getting
contributing
yeah,
to the delinquency of an adult.
yeah. I mean, you get that fucking Hot Wheels strip. You can always tell when someone got hit with a Hot Wheels strip. It left that little track mark,
Oh,
And
yeah.
yeah, I was thinking about the creative ways our parents beat us when we were kids. But
My mother was the electrical cord.
yeah, we had the electrical
Oof.
cord. Oh, we didn't know it was a spatula when I was a kid. It was called the pancake turner, and
Yeah.
I didn't know what a spatula was until I left home. No, I think I saw it on anyway, but it was the pancake turner, right? That was one. She had this really long pancake turner. My dad had a fucking car antenna, and
Oof.
yeah, that hurt.
That was a bad one.
Yeah, ooh. And yeah, miscellaneous things, belt buckles,
My dad
Don't
had
don't leave
the
a mark on their face, with something that was
yeah.
actually heard spoken in my family. But
My dad had the attention getter, and there's a paddle with holes in it.
oh yeah.
I
When
only
I was
got
in
it once from him, but it was enough.
my father used to beat the crap out of me just to fucking get over his fucking failures in life, make himself feel better. Hold on.
Well, are we holding on for? Oh, it must be a smoke break.
Not a smoke break, man. Lunch just got here. Okay, it's 5:37, so dinner. The wife just called takeout. Will you close the door?
Oh yeah,
A Reuben burger from Rick's Bar and Grill down the street. Holy shit. Oh my God. It's a fucking hamburger with the sauerkraut and the Swiss cheese and the Thousand Island dress. It's a Reuben, right? But it's a burger and it's on marble rye. And you got French fries as well.
you didn't put none in the green room. What the
You know,
shit?
I really do apologize. Let me hold this up. Got it right.
Being a co-host is starting to have its downfalls.
Yeah, look at this, man. It's grilled too. It's a marble rye. It's oh my God. This is I won't eat it on camera. Because that would piss the trolls off, wouldn't it?
That looks like it weighs a little bit there.
Oh yeah, I will definitely be eating some of these afterwards, but it's worth it, But
yeah. Well, like I said, I can't thank you enough. I've been on your show so many times it's not even funny, but I do this every day. I'm gonna figure out how to get everything where I can do a show and start doing a show.
Well, I'm really surprised because this is the first time in a while this thing hasn't like kicked off like every fucking 5 minutes. That's what I was gonna do one. I was feeling 2 days ago. I just felt like shit. I didn't get out of bed till like 8:30 at night, right?
Yeah.
And then like I'm up for an hour, and my wife says, "Are you coming to bed soon?" I'm like, I don't think so, but I think I did. I commented on a few things and saw a little bit. Then I was like, oh, I got to go back to bed. And yesterday, I was going to do it, and then I was like, God damn it, I don't feel like getting pissed off by StreamYard, and, you know, uh, keep getting knocked off. It's your own fucking show. It did it once when Charlie was in here earlier, but it's just yeah, it is Chicky. That's my go-to burger around here. It's this little place called Rick's Bar and Grill. It's a dive. It's a dump, and you get cheap drinks. It's nothing fancy, little neighborhood thing. But they got the best fucking menu. They got all these different kind of. They have like pizza burgers and just all sorts of and they're done really well. And yeah, giving kids an ass whooping once in a while keeps them in check. Ah, if that's what you have to do to get your kid to behave, or to listen, I mean, like I said, spanking, a little swat against the, I get that, that is to a certain extent, but some people just feel as if they get disrespected no matter who it is and what the level of disrespect is. The only option they have is to beat the child, right? Because they got beat when they were kids when they did something stupid, you know. But so you got any more Irv business you want to talk about? Let me see. We talked about us.
I enjoyed the whole Brett King saga. Brett has pushed him away.
Yeah, Brett's one of those. Brett sided with the trolls. It's like, nah, I don't think so. Even if he wanted, and first of all, it's everybody goes to these. They make it sound like it's like there's sides to be had, right?
Right.
And there's really not. You know what I mean? Because first of all, nobody gives two fucks about Brett Keane, right? Or his opinion, right? Because he's as much of a fucking idiot as Irv, right? But yeah, I get one of those $30 custom burgers like Cobb's. Yeah, he makes food look disgusting though.
Well, Brett and Sister Sunshine drive me absolutely batty.
Oh yeah,
because they go after. They're just
they make
the
very
way as
blanket
bad as they
statements
are.
about
Yes, and they
very blanket
change.
statements about atheists, right? And how atheists are this and atheists do this, and if you think this, then you might. Sure, Wilson. Hold on. It's just this whole blanket. Now, if you want to make some, like claims, like as an atheist, I don't believe in magic. Woo woo and spirituality, and the fact that you read something out of a Bible does not in any way, shape, or form
Well,
tell me anything.
you wouldn't believe how many rooms I get kicked out of because I'll say, does somebody's atheism take away from your Christianity? It doesn't, unless you're just trying to. Who the fuck are we to judge everybody? I could judge on worldly goods, but I'm nobody to judge that's in their biblical sense. That ain't got nothing to do with me.
Well, the thing is, when I became an atheist, I didn't know that it would be a big of a deal to some people as it seemed to be. Just the fact that I just realized that I thought it was all bullshit, right? From the beginning to end, the whole bit about gods and spirits and all that shit. I lost friends that weren't even religious. They didn't go to church. They weren't like going to Bible study and drink had drink with them. I'd gotten high with some of them, But also I'm an atheist, right? And it's like I've got the curse, right? Some
Right.
fucking disease, and that's what and then other people that well, we're gonna pray for you that you're just lost right now. I'm like, fuck you, right? And then when you get these people that debate, right? Now, you say you like debate. See, I like listening to some of them, like how stupid Matt Slick is, right?
Yeah.
Or Flit Free when he runs his mouth, or
dumbass.
G-Man doesn't even have debates. It's just a reason to. But and I've watched it, and some of them are actually pretty good, right? But in the end, to me, they're still debating bull. You're debating magic, right? So when you're debating magic, you can make shit up, right?
Yes.
You can claim that what this person meant when he said this in the Bible, he really meant this. Or in today's time, it meant this back then, but in today's, it just, or how can you have any morals if you don't believe in God, right? That type shit, I just, what, fuck you,
But that's the morals are subjective. They're not
yeah.
objective.
I promise I'm
So,
not going to steal from people. I'm not going to like rob their house. I'm going to behave in a somewhat uh, civil way. I mean, I'm not going to, be a detriment to society. I'm not going to be a criminal. And I would hope
well,
that people would
but that's a
do.
promise you make within yourself. That's not you don't have to stand up before
Yeah,
your city hall and say, "Hey, I'm not going to steal anything.
yeah,
I'm not going to hurt anybody." You don't want to be treated any way. You don't want to treat people
yeah,
in that way. The funny part is that they always say, the atheist.
yeah.
You didn't turn atheist. You just don't have.
It's a realization.
You don't believe.
Yeah, it's an answer
G-Man
to
goes
a
in on
question.
it. Right. G-Man goes in on it as that atheists hate God. Atheists don't hate God. They don't believe in God. Therefore, they can't hate something they don't believe in.
Well,
They hate
that's
the practices of what Christianity or what Muslims or what any other religion preaches.
well. You also got to think that according to G-Man, there is no such thing as an atheist, because to be an
Yeah,
Yeah,
atheist, and the only way that argument holds a drop of water is you have to concede to his definition of what a god is.
but there's
yeah,
no end to his definition. His
right.
definition is you have to understand every religion to be able to downfall every religion.
Yeah.
That goes for him too. If you're Christian, then you're an atheist to Muslim,
Well, now
right?
you're getting into the Darth Dawkins territory, because according to Darth Dawkins, like, being a Christian means that I'm. It doesn't mean that I'm just an atheist to every god except for mine. It's Darth Dawkins will say that you have to deny all gods.
I do. I
No,
don't
you
deny them. I
don't.
just don't think they're real.
Yeah,
There you go.
and like
But
I mean, I've done reading probably in the past like 8 or 9 years that I could possibly become something like a deist, but it's more of like a sarcastic sense, because I think it's funny.
To me, if when people say, "Oh, you're allowed to believe what you want," right? You're allowed to believe. Everybody's allowed to believe what they want to believe, because so everybody's correct, right? Well, at least he believes in something, right? Well, okay. Somebody says, "Oh, at least they believe in something." Well, they still think that one is not real, you know. Um, yes, Adam is kind of nutty, but they don't think that one's real. So when somebody doesn't think they're, it's a mess. I try to stay out of, because it's just bullshit,
Yeah, it's not something
So,
I prefer. I like arguing about just because it doesn't come up in my everyday life.
God, I actually found myself screaming and losing my shit at Dart Dawkins one night, just going, "Shut the fuck up!" He goes, "Mister."
yeah,
He kept calling me Mister Atheist, Mister Atheist, Mister Atheist. Oh, and then or Sir, Sir, Sir,
Stop
Sir.
over
When I'm
talking to me,
talking,
sir. You're being
yeah, and
rude,
I'm like,
sir.
yeah, and I'm like, oh my god, shut the fuck up, right? Um, yeah, people like that, they don't trigger me. They just piss me off because they're stupid,
Yeah.
and that's their whole. I mean, when they go, like Darth Dawkins, he goes to like internet radio shows, right, and like cold
yeah,
calls them, and starts bringing
yep.
shit up. He likes that attention, and of what he's saying, and even Shani and Rev were going, well, he's really good with philosophy if you just
No, he's not.
to him. It's
He's
like,
good at
no,
he's good at reciting philosophy.
yeah.
You can hear the paper turn in the background.
Yeah, he's got a script, like all of them. They've got this fucking script, you know. And
the tag argument doesn't stand. It does not stand. I'm sorry, it doesn't work. If I'm debating you about something and you have to accept my worldview, then we're not debating. You're
Right.
accepting what my premise is.
right.
And anything after that, every premise that I put forward is correct and yours is wrong. It doesn't work that way. And you don't bring people to it. You push people away. That's why I don't get in those arguments with people. Dark Dawkins, Matt Slick, Cy, to me, they're downright idiots. Because you look at Matt Slick with Alex Milpass, a PhD in philosophy.
Oh, that was
Listen
brutal.
to how brutal. The bad part is the only person that didn't know it was brutal was Matt Slick.
Yeah,
Everybody else knew it was brutal. When he laughed and said that he didn't believe his own argument, you're now he's saying that he has a bias, because if he can't fight the tag argument, if he doesn't have that argument, then everything that he believes goes away. And that's that's idiotic. How many people has he turned away? So,
Well, he hasn't turned.
G-Man started. Well, he started last night with it. He's trying to bring logic in.
Yeah, I saw that you had
G-Man?
commented on that video.
Yes, I can help him.
No, you can't, because you need to realize that he doesn't understand logic.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's how I can help him, to let him know that he has no clue.
Yeah, no, people have told him that before.
Yeah. Like,
just
Big C.
Look at the way he interacts with Dragnot, right? Or Dragonut,
That's a love-hate relationship.
Yeah, but it's G-Man doesn't understand. He thinks that Dragnot's education and his studies are basically a waste of time. I guess because G-Man knows everything and didn't have to go to college.
Yeah, it's indoctrination.
Yeah.
But like even that video that G-Man did where he's talking about how, atheists, they commit this sin of appealing to emotion. Well, that's every single argument that G-Man has ever presented against abortion is appealing to emotion. But he literally does not understand logic.
No, not at all.
That's the reason
why do you think I asked? I asked 4 times. What are the 3 laws of logic? He could not do it. And look how fast he got off when I was saying, let me in.
Yeah. But the concept of the logical fallacy, that's something he just learned. Like he learned that a couple of years ago. That's why he did the Chocolate Atheist.
God, that was.
Are you familiar with that, Big C?
No, I haven't seen that one yet. I've heard of it.
Never. Oh yeah, he decided. Go ahead.
So the Chocolate Atheist was G-Man's attempt to circumvent the no true Scotsman fallacy.
And he tried to use it?
Yeah, no, he decided.
Did he understand it at all?
No, not at all. And he still doesn't.
No.
So yeah, he pretended to be an atheist to show that the no true Scotsman fallacy is wrong.
Yeah, and when he was denouncing his or becoming an atheist, he was saying it like a Christian would say it, like if he was joking, like I denounce this or whatever, and a lot of people were actually hoping that he had some kind of weird epiphany, but it turned out to be a joke that kind of backfired on him. And I guess some of us know about jokes that backfire. But anyway, welcome, Mr. Cyborg.
How you doing there, Grampy? Good to talk to you again, brother.
It's
been a while.
I recognize that voice.
Yep, it's me, Grampy. I haven't talked to you in a while. I've been busy with work and other shit, so figured I'd come up and saw you had the link up, so I figured I'd come by and say hi. By the way, I'm here for the free donuts.
Well, we ran out of donuts in the green room a little
earlier. I was
here
before the show started, and I didn't even get one.
You didn't even get one? Oh, man, Big C didn't get a donut either, damn.
Yeah, our catering department. We're working on our catering department. You know,
Okay.
there was a little bit of a snafu on, you know, but they were
Well,
good.
besides that, you want to bring on my hater, Grampy. I don't know if you know it, but Wilson is suing me.
Yeah, and I was hoping that maybe somehow we could like come to an understanding, maybe, because I hate to see two lovely people that probably found themselves saying a few things that they wish they could take back. Things are said in anger at times. We all understand that. But is court really the answer? Are we willing to drag the mud through the courts, for the whole world?
Listen, trolling is unacceptable. If you troll anyone, you are he's a domestic terrorist.
You put the comment, sir. I just responded to it.
Oh, come on.
Okay,
But you
I
did
was
it in
one
a
of the
trollish
idiots
way,
in
sir.
there.
Mom, Dad, don't fight. I like yelling that, sometimes.
I'm telling you right now, as soon as Vaughn's done with all of us, I'm getting his lawyer and I'm suing you back, Wilson. Suing you.
Oh my God, mugs being flown already.
How many times has fucking Vaughn brought up that I want to sue you crap? What, 40, 50,000 times now?
Well, he's serious this time.
Are we serious this time?
Yes.
Really?
He has $3,000.
$3,000 for services rendered, and
the same $3,000 that he's spent on all the software, or the $3,000 that he said he was going to use.
No, he held up $3,000, right? He held up $3,000. There is still a rumor that it's fake money.
It is.
Because you can buy it.
Go on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
You can buy $3,000. That money, it looks identical for like $9.93.
I think Adam was
free shipping if you're a Prime member.
Yeah, Adam sent me the link to that, and I'm like, yeah, that looks like the money, But I don't know, I think Snyder had said something. I think it was him that said something. It might have been his mother giving him.
Yeah. Oh shit, we lost Lobster.
Yeah, but doesn't he understand it? It would take a little bit more than $3,000 to freaking sue somebody with a lawyer. I mean, yeah, you'd burn through $3,000 with a lawyer real quick.
Who are we talking about?
You'd burn through $3,000 in what, 3 days, 4 days? Hiring a freaking private lawyer.
Like I was saying before, the communists cut me off again. Those goddamn Vanderbilts.
Damn commies.
Yeah. Karl Marx. Oh my God. Anyway, but somebody had mentioned that his mother might have given him some money to get rid of a fucking, because of the whole CPS thing. Like, this is all the money I'm giving you, and I'm tired of this CPS shit. Because
the money his mommy gives him to pay his fucking child support.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One day I want to be just like that.
Yeah, I want to be like that too when I grow up. When I grow up, I want to be just like Vaughn. And be a douchebag on the internet.
Find a lot of big flight of stairs to throw yourself down.
Okay, and should I throw myself in front of a bus too and get severe brain damage?
Yeah.
Okay. Because that's about the intelligence of this man. Because I've been watching him for a while. And I've been watching this back and forth with you guys and Grampy and him, and I'm just shaking my head going, wow, this dude is so far off that freaking base. Wow.
It's so much fun, though.
It is.
It is. It's entertainment. It's very good entertainment. I'll give it to you.
Oh, my goodness. I smile so much more now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to get as much aluminum in my diet as I can, considering Parker says that you need aluminum.
Fucking Parker.
Hey, I will sue you over Parker, damn it. Vaccines kill people. You don't know that, but I'm telling you that. Okay?
Vitamin C cures everything.
If anybody hurts my feelings, I will go make a 10-hour video about how Charlie Wilson was the best R&B singer in history.
Well, I'd like to see that.
Trying to fucking kill me, big goddamn.
Well, it looks like the gloves are off now.
Damn. That's funny.
That's what I'm saying.
Holy shit. Man.
Irvin, you're next. Ruined his own life? Yeah, that's right. Shut up. I'm suing you.
I just think it's amazing. It's the amount of jail time that Irv thinks that people will get her cyber sexting his ex-wife on the internet.
Okay, first of all, cyber sexing somebody is not a crime. Sorry,
right?
To tell you, unless they're an underage child, then yeah, it's a crime then. But if it's an adult, who gives a shit?
But or the fact that Demonors and some other people, Charlie, had their kids laughing at him. That was fully. What were you talking about? Oh yeah, contributing to the delinquency of a minor. When you have your kids laugh at a toothless. Sorry about that. When you have your kids laugh at a toothless old fuck, right? That's contributing to the delinquency of a minor and deserves a hefty fucking jail time.
It is, sir. In the UK, it is. It's Article 9 and 7.
11 and 13.
They will get you here.
Okay, sounded almost like him there for a minute. That's scary.
Hey, I'm with y'all, but I've got to plug in my charger, so I'll be on a delay.
No problem.
I think the funniest thing I ever heard fucking Helton actually admit to was actually saying, "Yeah, my wife's a whore." That made me laugh. That was funny.
My first wife was a whore.
You're like, she was a whore. And I like that one video I watched where he explained everything about the history about how he met her and all that shit. It's like, whoa.
Oh, at the bus station?
Yeah.
The online dating site where she had to message him because she had the paid account and he was too fucking broke.
Yeah, they talked about everything about politics.
We talked about politics, and we talked a lot about sex.
Yeah, and politics and the world. And can you imagine Andrea talking about politics? I mean, just from what you ever saw of her. I think your silences are my answer.
I would say that she would probably just agree with anything that was said to her just for having the interaction.
Well, she did not. Excuse me. She did not go ahead and agree with the whole when he brought her on camera to explain that it wasn't really a gun that he pulled, that it was the mouse or something. She did stick to her guns with that, But yeah.
That was after she had left and come back, right? Yeah, if I had to wager a guess, I would probably say that she was taken to a doctor and was probably given the medication she was supposed to be on.
Oh, I think the funniest doctor one I ever heard him actually talk about was the one where he said he took her to the gynecologist. And the gynecologist proved that she was a whore.
Yeah.
The gynecologist did a test and they proved he was sitting there fucking ran on it for like 20 minutes.
That she was a nymphomaniac.
They proved that she was a nymphomaniac because they checked her lady parts. What the fuck, dude? Are you crazy?
Man, would I take her to the gynecologist?
Oh, if I raped her?
Yeah, it's like, God damn it, you just don't fucking understand. Never mind.
It's like, dude, when you're shoveling out a pit of shit and it keeps caving back in on you, quit shoveling, you stupid son of a bitch. How fucking hard is it to fucking figure this out?
I thought it was funny when he would talk about it. You know what? Let me ask you a question. Can you rape the willing? And guys, we used to have that saying, you can't rape the willing. Now, there's been times I've been in a relationship, right? And jokingly, like my partner at the time would say, I'm going to attack you tonight, right? And you go, well, you can't rape the willing, I can understand it in that context, if you're, but I don't think, when I don't know, using that as proof. My ex-wife was a nymphomaniac. Her gynecologist even.
Yeah, that whole argument that can you rape a nymphomaniac? Yes, you can.
Yes, you can, you dumb fucking son of a bitch. You can rape anybody.
If they say no, then that's rape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dumb shit.
I actually watched this again this morning, but have you ever seen that video, the one that Von Irv claims started it all? But the one with Kenny KPZ? Andrea and Vaughn. Have you ever watched that video?
He completely misquotes that video all the goddamn time.
I'm like, this is one of the mildest forms of this shit ain't gonna fucking work, right? Cut your losses and go, right? I didn't even find it like offensive, right? Like, like calling his wife. I mean, it was just and before I'd ever seen that video, I thought this has to be just some shit, right? And I'm watching that video, and there's a guy sitting in a fedora or whatever that hat is. I guess that's Kenny, and he's like just talking, and I thought that was one of the most anticlimactic like videos that caused it. It's like the thing that started it. And then you watch that video, and you're like, what? I couldn't. I don't get that. That's what triggered him. When there were videos before that, they were far harsher, right? But I think
No
this one was more like a personal, he made it sound personal, like he was talking to them, like I don't know. I was expecting something a little harsher, just somebody pointing out some fucking obvious fucking facts,
Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of it. I think a lot of it goes.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I think a lot of.
Go ahead.
Okay. All right. So I think a lot of it goes back to like the video that Nats and the Pizza did about Big C, Blue, and me, reviewing that whole like him talking about shaving his daughter's heads.
Yeah.
And like they put this whole paragraph up about narcissistic rage. And it's not so much that person is being exposed to the public. It's they have to start to internalize things, and they see like, holy shit, I actually did do this, and they say fuck it, and they make shit up to just justify whatever it is they did.
Yeah, but they don't remember their lives.
Yeah,
they think the internet doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
It's like. Vaughn earlier, not too long ago, he was talking about how he never shaved his kids' heads, or the girls, right? Because fuck Jerry, right? But that kid can sweep a broom, can he? Though he's a kid. But there's video of him talking about how everybody got their heads shaved, right? And then just recently, he said, I never had their heads shaved. There's videos of his kids with fucking shaved heads, right? Or maybe not like Kojak bald, right? Oh, I'm fucking aging myself there. But not Kojak bald, but still nonetheless, pretty fucking short, I mean, Sinead O'Connor kind of short,
Yeah. Well, like in that video, I asked him, like, so is what you're saying in this video a lie? And his answer was, no, idiot. I was responding to somebody in the chat. I'm like, well, that's not addressing my question. I don't care who the fuck you were talking to. I'm saying, is what you said true or not?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
it's like, no, I was talking to somebody in the chat. It's not true. I'm like, well, that's not what you said. And then, he fucking hides. Like, the fact that he hides behind his fucking children like that.
Yeah. Come over here and points at the screen and goes, these are the people that are trying to take you away from your daddy. And
these are the guys that took away your mommy.
Yeah, it's like, no, nobody had anything to do. We watched. See, the thing is, people watched and they responded.
That was the day I saw him, and I was like, you are nothing but a complete and total scumbag. You brought the kid, and you showed the kid right there, live. You are a complete and total scumbag in every way. I thought he was just a narcissistic, crazy asshole, pathological prick. No, he's a lot more than that now. Yeah, but I saw that part where he brought the kid up, and I was like, nah, you're fucking the head, dude. Sorry.
With the dirty house thing, when he put his kid up on the little chair and started grilling her, like leading questions and shit. She's like, Marsha, that stuff. I'm like, that's and because people don't bring his kids in. He brings his kids into this shit. Bringing him on camera to prove a fucking point. The little light just went out, so that's my little in-house tomato farm that's not doing so well. But it's like, no, you don't bring your kids in. I mean, you can't like stand on your own 2 feet, without bringing your kids in. Maybe people leave me alone if they see my kids.
Yeah, like whenever he talks about how his kids are getting straight A's in school, that's not to like edify his kids. That's not to show how smart his kids are.
It shows how smart he is.
It's to show everyone else how good of a father he is. Like
they're good father up with their homework. They
look at my kids. And look, it's a good thing that his kids get these little awards. They're not the dumbest kids in class, right? But
let's get real. They give freaking awards away to kids. If you don't poop your pants, they give you an award for it.
Yeah, it's like how many Mike, those I don't know if they still have them, the little bumper stickers. My kid is
an honor student at school,
of the week or some shit. It's like I think doesn't every kid get that in a certain grade, because or those little Family Dollar fucking sticker awards, it says she says she's the winner. She came in 3rd place, right? Well, okay, cool. Your kid's not the dumbest kid in class, but most kids get those, right? Well, my kids, came home with those things all the time. Our fucking refrigerator, we didn't put them we didn't have the internet back then, but because everything back then went on the refrigerator door. But yeah, it's showing your kids are in the 1st grade or 2nd grade or some shit, and they get these little cheap little now if they win the fucking like national spelling bee or even the local spelling bee, okay,
that's an achievement there to actually talk about. But something that's like this, come on, this is the way society is now. If your kid goes to school and doesn't poop his pants, you give him an award for it.
Oh yeah.
My kid didn't poop his pants in class.
I'm pretty sure Jerry gets an award every day he doesn't eat paint.
Yeah, no shit.
Poor Jerry. I hate going back to it, but I still love that fucking quote of his 3 children, Layla, Jerry, and the other one.
Trying to fucking kill me over here, dude. That was funny. I gotta go on Grampy's Pain.
Oh God, that hurt for a minute.
That was good.
How do they test them if you find out if he has?
I don't want to know. Please don't let Vaughn be the person that has to test him.
They give him a toxicology report.
You tested positive for huffing ether. He's got a little propane in his system too. I think he's been huffing all kinds of stuff.
Oh God.
That's what Mr. I wonder.
Mr. Hilton, why is your son's blood level 10% brake fluid?
Well, the boy's going to have to learn to stop.
Well, we got ourselves a meth lab down in the basement. Don't tell anybody, but if you tell anybody, we'll shoot you. And if you tell anybody, I'll sue you. I got $3,000 right here.
If you Google it, you'll find out that brake fluid has a lot of vitamin C.
Oh, yeah.
Just like a potato. Who doesn't know the potato story?
Oh, I know the story.
Yeah, that's so old. Now, honestly, I had heard that before. Like if you're camping or if you need something, because they're telling you things not to actually do to a burn, right? And things that you can actually use to like help relieve pain or the swelling. And I had actually heard the potato, slice of potato, put it on the way like that. However, that is not used in lieu of going to see a medical doctor. That it's still, it's not even considered really like basic first aid. It's kind
of an emergency thing.
Yeah. But he took that as, well, who can afford to go to a doctor? I'll just get a potato and like put it on her and, they'll go, oh, well, so you used the potato, huh?
That's like an emergency situation. If you're like couple 300 miles away from a hospital and you have to do it in an
Right?
emergency.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you
sure.
go to the hospital afterwards, you goofy ass. So this isn't actual medical advice that you should be doing. What are you going to put on? What are you going to put on your dick cheese when you get it? Fucking sour cream?
Well, that's called
Isn't that weird?
When you get genital warts, fine, you're going to smear sour cream on it. Say, yeah, this is a cure for sour cream.
Well,
It's like a
Grampy, I
sour
got to
cream
jump
now.
off here, man. It's been fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna end this in a minute. I didn't want to go on for 3 or 4 hours.
It was a good
See
story.
y'all.
It's good
But,
seeing
yeah.
you, Wilson.
And I appreciate everybody coming on. And Cyborg, God, we haven't talked in a while.
Yeah, it's
Where
been
did
a
we
while.
talk? We talked one night for a good long time.
Yeah,
But,
about 2-3 hours.
Yeah, Chicky Chica, she keeps wanting me to. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like doing a quick salsa dance whenever I see her in the room. But yeah, my last few fucking live shows have actually got more than 50 people in the end and everything, which makes me happy and stuff, and makes me want to do more. It's just when you're not feeling good, it's getting over the flu sucks. Because you feel good for a while, and all of a sudden you're like, oh god, spoke too soon. Dancing with Chicky Chica, But anyway, I'd like to thank everybody. Cyborg, once again, it was nice. Is there anything you'd like to say before we pop out of here?
Yes, Von Helton, please get yourself a bigger notebook to cover down all your lies. Anyway.
I think that's pretty well. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is the Grampy Lobster. I'd like to thank everybody for watching this stream. Don't forget to give it a thumb up or a thumb down, and I guess we'll do this again soon. Candy, how you doing? Nice to see you. Even though you think I'm a demitard or whatever the fuck you call that, yeah. But anyway, Adam, it's always nice seeing you in there. Big C still out there. Stephen Bashers, Mr. United for the Children, a man amongst men, and Irv, Mr. His Own Life has been in the chat. A true American. I think he's American. I'm not sure. Doesn't matter. He's a true citizen of the world. Cyborg Tech. I'm not sure if Mr. In the Pizza or Nats, as we call him by his first name, is out there still. But anybody, thanks for joining us. And we will talk to you next time when we feel like making fun of Von Helton or, other shit. So until then, remember, listen to Motorhead. Mute the Bozo wasn't in this, right? Mute the Bozo wasn't in the stream today. I want to know if there's something up with this. I didn't see Mute the Bozo. Bud Brucker, hey. I enjoyed watching your honey canning video, by the way. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is Grampy Lobster. Remember, if you listen to Motorhead every day, your life will turn out better. And we'll talk to you later. Bye.